Welcome back to another video with Trading with Cam, and we got a rangy day for you with this SPY, and we're going to talk about how that affected some of the trades that I took today, and let's hop straight into it. So we called out the range today, which was 429.87 up to 438.12. Why is this the range? Because we had this nice rejection from this level, and we pushed all the way up to this high. So pretty much the market could do whatever it wants between these levels, as long as price does not close past 429.87. then we could bounce back up to the range of 438.12, and we could expect price to be choppy along the route between these ranges. All right, so that is just some details of how to approach a trading day when you expect the market to range. So we could zoom in to the 5-minute chart, and we could just see just exactly how choppy today was, right? After pushing up yesterday, we made a move down, and we opened up with a nice push, right? We're going to zoom in, right? We opened up with a nice push, pulled back, right? We couldn't close below the pre-market lows, so that was bullish, and that sent us up for a nice push up. Now, this candle was our first sign that we was coming down. TD Ameritrade is telling me that I need to slow down. Performance problem detected. All right, so back to action. We got a nice push up, and we got rejected, and that caused us to drop for the rest of the day. All right, so heading into the first trade of the day, we took a look at Shopify. So Shopify was the top mover, the top gainer on my watch list, and usually I don't give in to the top of my watch list because sometimes I understand that it might be a move coming down, but when I seen the extreme amount of volume, I was like, hey, this is no fake momentum, right? So let's zoom in. We could see it had 2 days of moving up. In the pre-market, had a nice push up. We closed above the previous levels, which told me that we could expect a nice move up higher than the previous high. So this was the 5-minute. I entered maybe 2 minutes in around this area, and man, it shot up like super fast right before this candle closed, and it came down really quick. So I believe it was up maybe 20-30%, and I honestly gave it a little bit too much time. Didn't think about closing that trade, but just noticing the overall picture, I decided to hold on, give it a chance. During this time, the SPY was still bullish, right? It wasn't until later on in the morning then we started to drop down, and things was uncertain, and I really had to think about what was I trying to do with this trade. Did I really believe in the overall movement? Do I just want to cut the trade at this point? And just seeing how there was just so many obstacles, so many levels of support that could support the price from going down, I gave it a chance, and I seen this previous resistance which could hold that support, right? Then I seen this demand zone, which was where price pushed up from this morning, right? So below this low, and then you have the overall low, which if I'm thinking of a swing trade, this will be in play. But after giving it some thought, I looked at the bigger picture, and I noticed the range on, this is SPY, so we're gonna wait for Shopify to update. So I noticed the range, and I just seen the higher lows, and that told me that on the higher time frames we're in an uptrend, right? We're in an uptrend. On a 1 hour chart, we're ranging. So this is honestly not the best trade, but I was willing to hold this, and honestly, I paid for it. So price continued to come down, and although I'm still seeing the overall bullish picture, it did hurt the premium a lot. So going into tomorrow, we're gonna see how the price reacts to the Fed meeting coming up, and that's what I also put into the decision to holding this trade, because I believe that a lot of the stocks that I've been watching, right? If we slide to the right, if we look at how the price action of these stocks are and the levels where they're coming down to, it gives me bullish indications. And this is a situation where I believe they was gonna compress the market, pull the market back, range the market until Thursday, when the Fed actually speaks. And that's where we'll see a big move either up or down. And just using common sense, in my opinion, I believe that if we've been taking hits going down, that feeds into the picture of having a big move coming up. But also looking at the SPY, looking at Apple, looking at QQQ, all the big names. Mainly, I believe I found TrendSpider on Instagram, and they had a picture of 4 stocks, and they all had cup and handles. QQQ, it's not a stock, but these markets, Amazon, Apple, and SPY all had cup and handles on, I believe, the daily or the weekly charts. And it's just, things are just not clicking. I don't know, with the whole sentiment of what's going on in the world, it's a lot of fear going on, and this is the best time to buy if we really think about what the rich does, right? Buying fear, selling greed. And yeah, I'm just really watching to see if the technicals is adding up with what the world and the economy is actually saying, and I'm just not seeing it. It's something I'm trying, but obviously most retailers are thinking to go to the downside, play puts, and that just feeds into the contrarian mindset. If you understand that the market usually goes in the opposing way of the masses, it's another indication of, hey, this market might be seeing some upside pretty soon after all of this pulling back. And that's where we could also look at how much we've pulled back, right before a potential event, right? So we got Netflix pulled back. Obviously, we had earnings, that affected the price action, and a huge move going up, right, from 344 to 390, right? We got Tesla. I'm not sure if their earnings came out yet, but I think later this evening. And yeah, we got a lot of range going on from the other stocks in the market. So that was, we just talked about Shopify. All right. So Shopify is still holding this low, and we're going to see how we act around this demand zone, which could be a supply zone. And we'll see how that is in the morning. Now, second trade is SQ. All right. SQ actually showed us some love today. All right. So SQ has been on my watch list. Just seeing it from how far down it's been pushed over the months. We are down to $44, and I believe the low was in the 30s from about 170 something, which is insane. So had a huge move the last 2 days, and we pulled back, right? And we could see that in the morning we was right at this previous resistance area, right? I'm gonna zoom out one more time so you can see where this line came from, right there. And it's also a previous resistance or support in the past. So I seen that the market was respecting this level pre-market as resistance. We got right above it, and I entered calls right when I seen, we're going to use the 15-minute chart so I could give you a better picture of the moving average. Right, so we're going to zoom into this area, right, and we're looking at the 9 moving average, which is the blue one. So price went up and it came down into it. And when I seen that price was stalling out around this average, I switched to the 5-minute to see if we would hold the 9 EMA on the 5-minute as support. And when I seen that we was looking to hold it as support, I entered calls, and we was up 23% around this area and scaled out. Right now with Square, I am holding some of that position, and we are holding this fib level at 78.6. right, we will see how this reacts in the morning, the same way we are waiting on Shopify. All right, so this is contrarian perspective, but also using the technicals on all time frames to support it. And there's perspective to support the down move, and this technicals to support the up move. What matters is, one, your strategy, your risk management. All of that is number one. And just really, in my opinion, I believe is understanding the game, right? Technicals matter both ways, but the game really has been proven to work one way, which is the masses have been eaten up, right? Whenever there's a big move. So if most of us are thinking down for whatever reason, and you can see the reasons being created for us to feel certain ways, and we just got to think about what is the best move for them, and we just got to put 2 and 2 together and play what we feel aligns with our trading system. And in my case, I feel like this is This is an opportunity. And I feel like most people are going to think in a fear mentality. And I feel like that is exactly what they might want you to do. So I feel like in trading, to be I would say, because anyone could be a trader, but to see a bigger picture is obviously to be open-minded, and to be open-minded is to be detached from our own mind and emotions. So I feel like that's one I would say edge that the market uses against us, knowing that most of us don't have that ability developed. And when you put two and two together, the ability to uh, recognize potential opportunities in the market, and the ability to detach from your emotion and shift to the appropriate actions, I believe that that just serves up for a lot of good money, honestly, to get straight to it. So yeah, that was today's trading. That was today's market. You could see SPYs give us some crazy jabs going up. You don't really know what that means, but we're gonna wait till 2 o'clock tomorrow, Thursday, and see how things play out. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.